I guess you guys finally officially clinched your playoff spot. I know a couple of months ago it might not have seemed like that was such a sure thing. So it's a nice.
Well, always. We always felt that way.
Yeah. So nice to.
You didn't?
I think some people weren't sure.
Okay, that's fair.
Is it nice to finally have that wrapped up?
You know, that's something that we felt that we could accomplish as a team. Unfortunately, we didn't start off well, and I guess some people didn't believe it. So, you know, we just stayed the course, and yes, we're in, but that doesn't mean the season's over. We still got a long ways to go. There's a lot of basketball to be played, and there's a lot of room for us to get better.
You had said before the game, you talked about how, you know, obviously Brooks' injury kind of changed a lot of stuff, the things you guys were doing. Were there any times during all that tumult, like late December, first couple of months, where you kind of wondered if this was going to happen?
I've seen too many games. I've seen the league is very fragile. It's very, you know, things change, you know, quickly. And for us, you know, when you look at that group of guys in that locker room, they all believed that if we stayed together, we stayed professional, we worked, and we always never had an excuse. You know, we never came to the podium, or we never came. When you guys asked a question, we didn't use the excuse. We took our lumps, but we felt that we can get better, and right now we are. But again, we still have a long ways to go.
You also mentioned before the game about Joe and him being down in the post, and I guess the offense going through him. He had, I guess, tonight 32 points. When the offense is flowing the way it is through him and things like that, what does it do for the rest of the team?
Well, you know, Joe is so unselfish, and he, you know, sometimes, you know, he goes unnoticed, and he has, you know, quite 30 points. I mean, he is by far the guy that's been, you know, the most consistent for us all season. And we need him to be, you know, dominant like he was tonight from the post, but also from behind the arc. And also, I thought, you know, the nice thing is he's very unselfish, you know, with his teammates by giving, you know, creating a double team and finding the open guys and letting other guys finish. And so, you know, he's got the total package, and he's showing that right now.
Jason, when you say Joe sometimes go unnoticed, we actually were talking about that on Press Row. Like, you could score 30 points and sometimes. Like, wow,
it's your fault.
Yeah. Why do you think it's like that with him? Is his personality, his style of play? Why do some of the things he does just doesn't scream out at you?
You know, sometimes it might look too easy. You know, he doesn't celebrate. It's like the saying that you score a touchdown, you act like you've been there before, and that's what he does. When he scores, there's no celebration. It's just about, you know, taking care of business, and that's just his personality.
Jason, you guys outscored them in the paint. You held them to really poor shooting from outside and inside. You know, you talked about them being a team that scores in the paint from three or from the line, other than Harden nearly to the line. What did you guys do to take a team that has such offensive firepower and kind of limit them?
Well, I thought tonight the guys gave multiple effort on the defensive end. We talked about that, you know, this is not just, you know, one guy drives and we help. It's going to be where they're going to have multiple drives, and they're going to, you know, pump fake at the three and try to create another opportunity for a teammate. And I thought we did a good job with that tonight.
Last question. David Aldridge just said that Kevin Garnett practiced on Monday. Did that indeed happen?
What's today?
Today's Tuesday, so yesterday.
He practiced with a coach, maybe, but we had the day off yesterday, so there was no official practice.
Okay, thank you.
Wrapped up. What was it feeling in the locker room after the game?
You know, we expected to be in the playoffs. You know, just another step toward our goal. You know, we're happy with the way we've been playing lately over the last couple months, the way we've been playing at home against quality ball clubs. But as far as making the playoffs, this is something we already expected to do. So, you know, happy to make the playoffs, but that's just a small goal of ours.
What? Obviously, Joe has kind of really been the one consistent piece for you guys all season, made the All-Star team. When he's going like he is tonight, how much easier does it make everybody else's jobs on the court?
It makes everybody's job so much easier because Joe, he's going, then he commands a double team and he finds other guys, gets them open. The lanes are open, and then once they're so concerned about him, it opens us up for other guys. And, you know, that's the beauty of this team. You know, on any given night, We have a number of guys who can step up. Joe is our catalyst, obviously, but then, you know, when he's going like that, you know, we're a tough team to beat. I don't even know what our record is when he has huge games like that. We have to be probably undefeated, so, you know, if he can continue to play at a high level, especially going into the playoffs, that's what we're going to need from him.
What is it about him that maybe when he plays games like that, he kind of can fly under the radar? It seems like he just tonight he has 32 points and kind of get quiet.
It wasn't quiet to us. You know, we took notice. You know, that's all on y'all.
Tomorrow night, is there any extra motivation to keep the Knicks out of the playoffs?
You know, we worried about our team. You know, truthfully, we can care less about the Knicks. We worried about how far we're going to go, how far we're going to raise in the standings, and that's the main thing. You know, the Knicks, you know, they got their own business, but, you know, we're trying to win every game.
What are the last few things that you guys have to sort of wrap up these last 2 weeks, and what do you have to concern yourself with?
Well, number one, I think we have to get healthy. I mean, you know, it's good that we're winning these games. Some guys are getting minutes that probably they wouldn't get if some of the other guys were healthy. But I think, you know, when you're going to make a long playoff run, possibly go to the finals, you got to get healthy, you know, and that's going to be needing Marcus Thornton, Andre Karolinko, Kevin Garnett. We're going to need these guys. So in the next 2 weeks, hopefully we can get them some rest. Maybe come back the last few games or whenever they can get some games under their belt. But we need to get healthy, number one. We expect to do anything come playoff time.
It seems like we talk about it after every game here, but the way you guys are playing here now, franchise record 14 in a row at home, how important is it to win as many games as possible these last 9 and maybe give yourself a piece of home court?
Well, I mean, that's our goal. But like I told y'all before, it's not in our hands. You know, we got to hope some other things happen. We got to hope Toronto slides or Chicago slides. You know, what's important for us is we focus on what we need to do as a team and continue to go out there, play motivated basketball and win each and every game and see where we're going to stand at the end of the day.
Thank you. This movie earlier, but it's nice that you guys are actually in the playoffs now.
Why are you always first? What makes you first?
Sarah's
We have a problem with it too.
You say you have a problem with it too? What's up, Monty? What do you got to say?
You talked about,
You can't say the same thing as you said.
But good though, right?
I'm coming back to you.
no, clinching a playoff spot, though. Sorry to steal your question.
That's what you're going to say?
That's what I said.
After the way the season started, though, how good does that feel?
It means a lot. You know, we talked about it this morning. You know, it's always good to know you're in. You know you're in the playoffs, kind of take that pressure off. And, you know, we expected it, I think, at the beginning of the year, and, you know, we've been expecting it lately with the way we've been playing. So it's good. It's good for Marcus Thornton, who hasn't been in the playoffs yet, and these young guys. So we're definitely excited.
You won tonight without hitting a lot of threes and playing pretty even on the boards. It was sort of a different kind of win for you guys. Is this maybe the sort of win you guys needed going forward?
I think it's a good win. It's a solid win. You know, with Dwight out, sometimes you can have a lapse, and you know, we didn't do that tonight. I thought we played well defensively. This is a high-powered offense. I think early on when they made their little run, we gave up some transition buckets, some threes, but in the second half, I thought we cut down on those. We did a better job of closing out and playing solid defense on them.
You guys have the best record in the East since the new year now. It's April. It's more than half an NBA season. People need to start looking now at you guys a little more closely than.
Well, we're not worried about that. We're worried about what's going on in this locker room. I think that's what we've been doing all season. When everybody was against us, we stayed together, and I think that's what made us overcome that and come together better as a team. And so we're just going to keep doing that. Regardless of what people are saying on the outside. As long as we play for each other, we'll be fine.
Is there any extra juice for tomorrow, the chance to not only beat your rivals, but knock them out of the playoffs?
It knocks them out of the playoffs?
I mean, it puts a huge dent in their hopes again.
We these games, even if you say they don't mean more, they mean a lot more. I think just because of the rivalry that's been formed, and the fans definitely get up for the game, and we do too. So, it's going to be a fun game tomorrow.
How's that rivalry grown in the last 2 years, do you think?
I definitely think it's grown. I think the talk, all the talk this summer kind of fueled it a little bit, and but it's good for New York. I think it's good for New York. It's good for the league, and so like I said, it'll be a big game tomorrow.
What is it about Joe that you scored 32 tonight, but a lot of times you can put up 20 or 30 points and you do it kind of quietly.
Yeah, very quiet. That's just kind of who he is. He just goes about his business, and you look up and he has 30.
definitely carried us tonight. It was huge for us. Just kind of put us on his back.
Thought that maybe this day wouldn't come where you guys would be officially in the playoffs?
Honestly, I couldn't even see it, and I was just, I kept saying to myself, eventually it's going to turn around, things are going to turn for us, and eventually, it did. Starting the new year, it was a different team, our mindset was different, and the way we played was different.
What does it mean for you guys, Joe, to be able to still do this, though? I know you talked about persevering, but to be able to go through the injuries, what you've been through as a team, what does it mean to be able to do this at this point in the season?
It means a lot. It means a lot to honestly clinch because we've come so far. We've been in an uphill climb pretty much, the whole year. So we've been playing catch up, and to kind of clinch, is somewhat of a relief. But we understand we still got a lot more work left to do. We want to try to, keep increasing our seed in the Eastern Conference. We want to move up. So. We got to continue to keep playing hard, keep trusting one another, and keep helping each other out.
Is there any extra motivation for tomorrow to keep your rivals not out of the playoffs, but make it harder for them?
Yeah, definitely. We want to win. Let's make no mistake about it. We're going to do whatever we can to go into that building and try to walk out of there with a win. It's just what it is.
What do you think it is about your game, Joe? You had 32 tonight, but a lot of times you can put up 28 or 30 points and sometimes not even notice it if you're just watching the game. What do you think that is?
Honestly, just playing within the system. If the play breaks down, then I'm able to kind of go one-on-one and make a play. But for the most part, I had a lot of catch-and-shoot moments. A score gets into a little rhythm, and the basket gets a little bigger. So, I thought we done a great job in really executing offensively and getting out in transition and getting easy baskets.
You guys have won 14 straight games at home now. Have you ever been a part of a streak like this as a player and as a pro? This many wins in a row at home?
I'm not sure. Maybe in my Phoenix days, but for the most part, nah. It means a lot because I remember there was a time where we couldn't get a win in this building. Here in our own building. So. This is definitely a special moment, and man, we just keep trying to build on it.
You said there was a time when you couldn't get the win here, and obviously the 10-3 win started. Is this the most ups and downs you've ever experienced in a single season? Is this the strangest season you've ever been part of?
Yeah, it's the strangest because we had a moment where we were just really, really terrible, and then we got moments to where we've been pretty good. So I'm glad that the better part came in the second half, and like I said, man, we just try to keep climbing.